course. We're not on camera, are we?
Yeah.
Oh, thank God.
Let me tell you before I make this introduction, respect to every single rider out there right now, because this is absolutely carnage. This is a road race down here in Goodwood near Chichester in the UK, and those viewers in the UK will know that in the last few days it hasn't stopped raining and it is absolutely treacherous out there. This is going to be probably one of the hardest road races of the season. It's a difficult circuit regardless of the weather, but believe me, there is so much surface water out there that these guys, there's going to be 50% of the field maximum finishing this race. You could hit a puddle and it could be the pothole of death. Holding a wheel in front will be hard enough as it is on this grippy circuit, let alone with all the surface spray coming up into their faces. They won't know whether to have their glasses on, their glasses off, things are going to get steamed up. This is going to be a war of attrition, only the brave.
Yo, Nick.
No. Absolutely not. I think you just do 1-2 anyway and just carry one up the first lap, because it could be hectic up the first car. I think every kilo is going to help. What the fuck? This is such a bad idea. I'll probably just carry both, I think, after that.
You've got it, okay mate, alright.
No, we haven't got any onboard cameras on the bikes today, so unfortunately we can't show you just how grim it is or any of the race moves, but hopefully some of this footage from last week's Wet and Wild video will give you a flavour of what these lads are suffering through today. Whoever comes through this, let alone wins it, is a hero in my eyes. Absolutely legendary stuff. So this race, run by Seb Otley from Fat Creations, attracts the best riders in the area. Only the best riders get in, to be honest. And as you can see here, you've got the full NEG support, which is the motorcycle support which keeps the road safe, and it's like a rolling road closure. Here in the UK, road races are the absolute kind of pinnacle of the road racing scene. Out on the open road, these riders have got to deal with whatever comes their way. There could be oil slicks, there could be potholes, there could be road furniture, there could be cars, there could be pedestrians. I mean, British Cycling try and run the most safe course as possible, but it's still an absolutely treacherous and dangerous endeavour.
Hi, good morning everybody.
The comm just said that there's a patch of the course which is underwater, but it is safe. Kitman duties for the lads, make sure he's dried out for them when they come back. Right, it's time to get out there. I'm on bottle duty for Ben, Nick and Sam Fox, and we've also got Mark Nuttall, who's breaking his AMS duck. He's currently trying to get to his 5 races after being trained with the British Cycling Accredited Marshall Scheme. So fair play Nuttall, he'll be standing out there getting absolutely pissing wet, but not as wet as those riders. No front as yet. Yes, Ben. Well done, mate. Looking strong. Bridge that gap, bud. War of attrition is another phrase that is going to be used when describing this race. These conditions couldn't be harder on what is already a very hard race. Let's go and check in with one of the AMS. How we doing?
Well, we've just got our "you're okay to go and stop traffic" licence, so
brilliant. Did you do a training course for Phil then for AMS?
No, so ours was done over in Swindon.
Okay, cool.
So with the South-Southwest coordinator. So the guys are going to be coming up Kennel Hill and then sweeping right. So I'm just stopping stuff coming down.
So got it.
Then either go right or left, because they're going to all cut the junction. There's a puddle on the corner, so they're all probably going to come out into this lane anyway.
Perfect explanation.
Riding dangerously. I don't think he's part of the race because he's not got a number.
Hello, mate. Okay, so Becki here is on AMS duty and she's just stopped the first car. It's the first lap. The NEG have come through and her job here is to explain to this guy exactly what's going on.
Oh, not long at all.
So I was just chatting to Becki here. We've both done the AMS course, but this is her first foray into the real world of road racing. And apparently you got a little bit of a hand gesture.
A little bit of a gesture.
It wasn't the gesture, was it?
It wasn't the gesture.
It was just a gesture, but then professionally done, Becki appeased the situation, and the gentleman was apologetic, and he's now on his way. So it's really no big deal if you get stopped by an AMS. Let's go leading bunch. Nice boys, looking solid. Keep pushing, lads. Come on, Ben. Well done, mate. Well done. Okay, a bit of a difficult situation here because you've got AMS stopping the traffic there, and these tractors doing a tour of Goodwood have just pulled out, and there's another tractor here, so this is a really difficult situation. Right, we're going to jump in with teammate Mark Nuttall on AMS duty.
Oh yes,
How's it all going?
Yeah, good mate, good. The first stop was a little bit nervy.
Was it?
I must admit. I know it's simple stuff, but a little bit nervy. I think get through your first stop and it's all good.
So the driver's all right. The general public have been patient.
They've been fine, and you know you're going to find that for almost every time you do a stop. Here you might get a little. There was one little thing. There was a driver about third car back, kind of not pulling out. You could tell he's like, what's going on here? Because I told him up for a little bit. It all split up. There's like 14 people off the back, all split into like 3 groups.
After the first lap.
I just say, like, my thing is, ambulance goes, open it up.
Yeah. So as part of the club's commitment to road racing, we've got 6 already on the AMS course that's completed it, and we've got another 8 or 9 signed up for the next couple of weeks. It's just all about making sure these road races still happen. I'm just showing you the book because this is the handbook which Mark is thumbing through right now in his spare time in between main laps. It's just his Bible as such. There you go, mate.
Of course, yeah.
It's just one of those things which we feel is important to make this happen. All clubs should try and get involved and at least put a couple of members forward for AMS, and it just ensures that the future of road racing is in a good shape. Right, I need to get back and give Ben his bottle because it is nearly 2 hours and I don't want to leave him high and dry. So this is a really tricky junction. It's hard enough for me to walk on it, let alone marshal it, because you've got a roundabout with 4 exits, and so therefore you need 4 AMS to cover all those junctions to pause the traffic. Yeah, it's a pretty tricky job, to be honest. You've got to have your wits about you, but all in all I think the general public have been very accommodating. There's another guy over there. Right, mate. Loves it. Right, we're going to catch up with Seb, who's the race director here. Race director? No, race organiser.
Organiser, yeah.
How's it all going?
So far, so good, yeah.
And as a race organiser, I know you're on the clock a little bit and the busiest man in the world, but what about putting this race on? I know it takes a lot.
Yeah.
Has it all gone to plan?
Yeah, I mean, it's all gone fairly smoothly. Yesterday was a long day, getting all the signs out. Yeah, nearly a 12-hour day.
And how long have you been planning it? How long does it take to bring it all together?
Well, the date got put to BC back in October time last year, or September time. Yeah, and then it's sort of nothing happens for weeks. Waiting for permits and this, that, and the other. Went live on BC, and then then obviously it was the entries come in. It's a bit of a funny one. There's not, there's gaps and time gaps between stuff. So although you're starting the organising 6 months earlier, you don't. It's not 6 months of work sort of thing. It's then a mad rush yesterday to get everything
fits
done.
and starts. Yeah. Good stuff. All right, mate. We'll let you get back to it. I know you got a lot on.
Cheers.
We're 3 laps in and it's split apart. We've got about 6 up the road, maybe.
8 up the road at 52 seconds. Leading the chase was Tom Portsmouth and Alex Richardson. So it'll be interesting to see if they can pull him back.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, here come the leading group. Well done, lads, looking good. Wow. Nice, lads. Yeah, the Foxy lad. Come on, mate. So as the race is starting to progress and blow apart, Sue and the team at the finish line are starting to pull riders out of the race who are no longer competing for spots in the top 20 or 10, whatever it may be. It just makes the course less congested. It hands most of the course back over to the general public, so we're not taking up loads of that 8 or 9 mile loop. It just keeps the race nice and clean and easy to figure out who's where, because there's no timed chips I don't think today. It's all just done on the manual number, just counting who's where. So we had about 6 or 7 riders in a breakaway, and then we had the main group with Ben in it, maybe 25-30 seconds behind. So fair play, Mr. Williams, you are a legend. Well done, mate. Regardless of what happens, that is impressive and epic.
And here is a target for you.
What's yourself, guys?
Can you go round again, Ben, or I can stop you?
I'm going to do one more.
Okay,
Can I get the bell?
Yeah. Make sure you're right.
Well done, Ben. Okay, we're on the finish line now, and all the photographers here are lined up, ready to go. Big scene here. Mate, well done, mate, well done. There he goes to the finish line, no doubt about it. Well, Nick, was that as bad as it looked?
Absolutely was, yeah. Horrendous. Yeah, just the descent was lethal. It was just full on right from the gun. Just couldn't really get back in the pack. Just found ourselves doing just solo turns just to try and stay with the pack. Finally got to the bottom of the hill, down to the roundabout. It finally bunched back up together, but then was on the back of the pack going through the roundabout, and then it just strung out into single file and was on the limit to stay with.
What was the condition like on the road, the road surface?
Oh, it was bad.
Was it bad?
It was really
looked?
bad. Yeah, so there were 2 or 3 big across the whole road puddles where you're hitting them at like 70-80 km an hour and just hoping that there are no potholes.
That was horrible.
Well done, mate.
Oh,
Well done, bud. That's rough, isn't it?
so grim. Just
You look like you've done the Roubaix.
yeah, a bit grippy.
Yeah.
I feel like it. Properly. And brakes stopped working. That was a bit terrifying.
Yeah.
And flap coming up behind me. 2 people. I was right near the front, and then 2 people just started drifting back, and then I was on the back of the peloton somewhere. And I was already a bit like, this is going to be tough. And as soon as they drifted, I was like, shit.
Yeah.
I got to catch up 40 places here, kind of thing.
Yeah.
I just wanted to finish in the end. I was like, no, I'll just keep them going, suck it out.
I did that.
Yeah, I saw, well, as soon as I started my 7th lap, my prestigious lap by myself,
Yeah.
I saw Alex Richardson come back, and I was like, yes, I've beaten him.
So that's a wrap here from Goodwood Circuit. We've had Ben just come over the finish line. Absolute hero for the day. Great effort from everyone, Foxy, Nick Richards, and also Mark Nuttall as AMS. So hopefully that gives you a nice insight into a NAT B race. If you like the content, hit subscribe, and we will see you in the next one.